Has this full moon in Capricorn with the eclipse got your emotions running out of control? Stay tuned because I'm going to share with you how to balance your inner verse and how to make that part of your reality and bring the two together, which is what this energy is all about. Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Harmony. I'm a twin flame expert helping twin flames around the globe face fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Welcome to my weekly glow show. Today I'm going to give you an energy update for the full moon in Capricorn with the lunar eclipse we have on July 16th here in 2019. And wow, where do I start? This is coming into play of opposite polarities because we have Capricorn, for instance, that is very structured, very firm and earthy. But that's to bring it into form. It's to create what we need to do to embody in our reality, basically what we need to bring into form. On the flip side of that, we have a Cancer involved in this, and it's affecting all those emotional components that is tapping into these feelings, but yet everything's to be fluid and flow and flexible, which is totally opposite of the Capricorn energy. So in these polarities that we're creating this intense shift to bring our inner emotions into tune with ourselves and to come in tune with those emotions as we bring our external reality, our world, our life, basically into form. And then these two are kind of coming together, and so that we can come into alignment in our life, basically in all areas of our life. Because the work that we've been doing is been coming into the wholeness of ourselves. We've been going through all this completion work. We've been getting our heart in harmony. We've been, identifying who is our authentic, real, raw, true self, and how do we align with that real self of our inner self soul. And on top of that, owning our truth, our worth. Now we're trying to really come out and live that out loud is kind of the key I'm saying here. And that you are to basically, you've been activating your light to turn your light on, and now it's about sharing that light and not dimming your light. And I'm seeing this come through in a way that I've been shown it's the three heavens. And when I say heaven, just so you know, when I talk about heaven, I talk about heaven on earth. And in the heaven on earth, it's about bringing into this reality the idea of living in peace, harmony, having love, balance in your life, all about the age of Aquarius, which is what we're in. And I'm seeing this as we've had this inner verse, our inner heaven, our middle heaven, which would be our reality in our life. And then we have those higher heavens, which is the universal energies, as well as all that 5D energy that we've tapped into, that has activated us, that's turned us on. And we anchored and embodied it, and we brought it down into earth. Now we're bringing that out into our life, as I said. And so that's kind of now merging those pieces. But we've been on borrowed time with the universal energies. The universal energies have come through over the last 3 years to speed this up for everyone, because everyone is, I use this word with a client, it's just like having a pity party, and it's time to get off the pot. And it was funny because she had said to me in the process of that, she goes, yes, I've been telling people, because people, and I'm seeing this too, they're not necessarily wanting to deal with their crap anymore, right? And they're wanting that to be over, but yet they're not willing to fully release it and look forward. They're still looking in the back. And they're also, some people are looking at it saying, nope, I don't want to clear that. I don't want to clear that. But you've got to create the space for the future. but you don't need to stew in it. You don't need to have this pity party in it, and you don't need to let it rule you. But because of this energy of all these emotions inside of you, it's about learning how to embrace, embody, be, and tune into that emotion so you feel heard, so that you can basically get the lesson and awareness you need, but you don't hang on to it. You let it go. And that's how she was describing that, is like, you know, either crap or get off the pot, and you don't sit there, you get up and wipe your butt, right? So thank you. She had told her I'd probably share that in the video today, because it was like totally like what I was saying in that session, as well as where the energy is collectively. So one of the things I've been shown in that, what I'm saying here, is we've done all this collective work too. And in that collective work, now where that's sending us is to restore that collective energy, to bring it up to speed. Everyone's taken into their inner harmonic self, their inner verse. Okay? And in that inner verse within you, these emotions are coming up to send you in search of yourself to find the deepest, darkest shadow you have to date. And the pattern in it is the key here. It's not about clearing the karma anymore, and that's the problem, where everybody's still looking back, and you need to be looking forward. But what this is about is bringing it into this life, this reality, this dimension within inside of you, and look at, what did I choose my parents for, and what did I choose to learn in this life as my karmic pattern of this life. And this shadow and this energy is about pulling up the karmic pattern that you have not broken yet necessarily. And I'm going to share with you mine, as I always do, because I'm going through the same thing with it. And one thing I will tell you, though, is where some people are really purging up and feeling like they're doing the clearing because they have hung on. You don't have to be. You can get off the pot and wipe and be done. Or you can choose to sit there. And, you know, sometimes it feels like you still got to go, right? But nothing's coming out, right? And that's where a lot of people basically are. But if you're not moving anything, get up and get off the pot. And but what I was saying is in this direction that it's sending you into this pattern within yourself to pull up to your consciousness to know what it is that you haven't quite mastered from this life's lesson. This is the one we're asking to be like learned now, to learn this now, so that way we can move forward in a way that we're bringing into form now everything that we signed up to experience. And I just feel like there's a couple more things I want to touch on with like the moon and the eclipse. So in that, I've mentioned, you know, everything's coming, opposite polarities are coming together and creating this balance. It's also, because of those polarities, it's also forcing us to balance our masculine and our feminine energies within ourselves and also with the collective. And that's kind of where I was going with this. If we've been on overtime and we haven't got the job done for the collective yet, we're to be going inward is how we now upgrade the collective energy. It's inside of us. Like, you know, if enough of us do enough of the work, then collectively it's finished and it's complete. And I mean, we're right there, almost there, but now it's about literally embodying all of this. And that's where the Capricorn energy is helping us to do that, is embody these emotions. Because a lot of times when those emotions come up, we, as I was saying, we kind of want to even, you either want to stew in them, you want to run from them, or you shut them off and you don't want to pay attention and you stay busy. So now is a really good time to get centered in yourself, to listen, to be. On the flip side of that, you know, the Capricorn energy is saying it's time to do. It's time to bring it in action. And that's why people are also so freaking confused. And so I was asking, you know, the universe over the last week, because, you know, this has been going on and I've been watching this lead up to this, of, you know, how can we bring this into form? What is a way that can help me help people to do this? through, how do I teach? What do I teach? This is how I do this stuff too. So I was shown the vision of where people are. So like we are on our inner universe in this state of still trying to find balance and come into the harmony of the self and this alignment and this wholeness. And on the flip side of that, our external reality does not exactly 100% all of it. Now, there's pieces of it that might match, but not because we've done enough work, but not all of it is lining up in full harmony yet and full completion to the inner work that we've done. And this is where, just to say one other note about that, and this is why they said, wow, so many dimensions are going on here. This inner emotion and this, where it's going to hit you, will be different for everyone, because it's going to be an individualized journey of what it is you need to work on in that piece. But together we make up on the outside of that into the universe collective. We make up the whole of that by us each carrying a little bit of an individual piece in that. So basically, what I was shown in this is like, we need to come into this place of where we need to work internally as this pattern that was the pattern we needed to get to the heart of out of this eclipse and this moon. And not to mention we have Mercury retrograde taking us super deep in what feels like it's not back, but deep and wide to make sure we really get this. So on the flip side of that, because out here is not where it needs to be, what everyone's focusing on is the obstacle in the middle between here and here. And so what I was shown to guide everyone is this obstacle is only illusion now. There are no obstacles unless you choose to see them. But the way you get out of it is you see yourself on the other side of that obstacle. Now, I don't know if anybody's ever broke a board through, creates like breakthroughs, massive breakthroughs in your life and your world as a exercise. But I did this once at a James Ray seminar, and it was so powerful. We wrote on one side of it, and I got to tell you, mine was the limiting beliefs of generational curses. And on the flip side of that is that I wanted, the freedom of that. And I got to tell you, that was probably in 2007, something like that. 2007, 2008. And it's taken me this whole time to say I've officially been accomplishing that, and part of that is because of my own stubbornness or my own, being in control and not letting go and not trusting the process and being one of the pioneers to have to collectively choose to learn everything the hard way to go teach everyone, which also is a contract that I'm working on even personally to be able to release those things for myself or to teach people in a new and a different way, which is I also work on. So anyway, sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. But obviously somebody needed to hear it. It's coming out. So within this innerverse and this space of trying to bring that into wholeness and completeness and the harmony and the peace there, and tapping into the awareness of the identity of that pattern that's for this life, that's to be cleared. That's to be let go of. We're on the flip side of that now. We need to focus on what will bring that into form. Okay? I'm just going to give you like an example of mine so it makes sense to you. So where a lot of people have been saying, how much more is there to purge? I've been saying, how much more balance can I get? And I'm not kidding when I talk balance is such a fine line. And I've worked on basically every year of my life and coming this full circle, like the last piece within it is this really, I think, prioritizing myself and my passion and putting myself above everything and everyone, even though I feel like what I do is relatively balanced within the whole of the scheme. There's some other pieces out of balance when it comes to my social skills and my getting out and being social and, I've been getting better. I awareness. So we work on it, right? So I've been, I go home and see my parents and go to family functions more than I've done in probably a long time, especially with some things I have on my plate to work on that are my passion and my mission that I actually love to do. But it's also about getting social and getting out into the, world to do more fun things. And, you know, I've been in this writing project that was writing and writing and writing and writing and writing for days. And I kept hearing the words that the fastest way to finish is fun. And like, basically, like, I know I'm being pointed in the direction of this project is not going to get done the way it used to. Even though I love it, I would just as soon be home writing than out having fun. And like, so it's pointing me in a direction that it's going to get slowed down, it's going to get held up, and you're going to have every delay, and you're going to have every backup, and you're even going to be shut down until you move that energy and go out and have some fun. And the universe is so funny because, you know, I've been honoring this, I've been paying attention, and that's what I'm saying. As soon as you see it, you bring it into your awareness and you shift the energy and you start taking action, okay? And that action needs to come from a place of intentional action that is coming from a place of self-love and nurturing and honoring. So on the flip side, I'm honoring that side of me that when I look back now, let's just say I'm not stewing there, but I'm looking how that relates to my past. And in my past, my whole 25 years of practice and chiropractic and mission was all about the mission. You know, I trained my family and even my kids, and you know, I never had mothering skills because I had my kids super young, and I came into this world to serve. And that in that serving, it's been mission, mission, mission. And don't get me wrong, I love my kids, but I have put things and priorities in the wrong places. And I've known that for many years, and I've shifted that. I've made progress in that. But I got to tell you, what I'm telling you is in that's my piece that's not in balance. And that we need to revisit those things to clear the space for the awareness to create the action over here so that we bring the two together is the point I'm telling you. So I'm going deep. I'm seeing the pattern. I'm working internally with those emotions and making the connection of the dots of what I need to do. And then I'm taking action, and the action I'm taking is to step out, do certain things, and I have. So, like, you know, I have been directed into, not only do I work globally, and I can sit here all day long and work globally, but I keep being pulled into my community to work with different people here and get more involved in the community. And I also, friend-wise, as far as getting out and being more social with friends, I've had many, many more invites. And down to the fact that I've actually started once a week for a few weeks now, exactly taking off or making time to do just that. But then there's that sort of inner balance that takes place, that inner struggle of that letting go, that having fun is going to be the fastest way to finish, you know, that, you know, there's the sense of I want this project done so I can move to the next one. And this one's been going on 2.5 years, and, you know, it's a drive, you know, it's an inner drive that, like, I love it, but I see the pattern, okay? So this is my pattern. My deepest pattern for the whole time has been to make time for me first, and then make time around that for family, and then friends, and socializing, and opening the space even for relationship, because as I've told many of you, I haven't had that space that I've been working on to create. And that's where I have been working on this for a while, right? And not just like you guys have been working on some of these things for a while. But this energy is saying you don't get to choose anymore about hiding it. You don't get to hang on anymore about it not coming into motion or not coming into form. It's coming into form. Down to the fact that I went to get my nails done last night, and it was intentional, because I would have rather, when I actually had finished a little bit earlier than I normally do when I have an evening session, and then I thought, okay, well, I'll go right. And then I'm like, no, I need my nails done. That's prioritizing my passion, which I'll tell you, like, I had my own session this week with somebody that helped me go through a shamanic astrology. And it was phenomenal. And it was down to every house. And I'm in the last piece of the hidden part that's coming to light, which is exactly what I'm talking about here, and the relationship in that. And that I sacrificed the relationship and it was hidden on the sacred relationship and the sacred partner for a reason. And I'm like, well, you know, I knew all this, but it was confirmation, but it also was confirmation in the full circle. But it was on the flip side that finally I kind of found somebody that like was actually to support me in a way that like really gave me my confirmation and really allowed me to be in the passenger seat. And it was beautiful because I got my own little affirmation that I give everyone when I say them in my sessions, and it was for me to prioritize my passion. So I'm kind of sharing that one with you today because that's another piece of what we all need to be doing. And there's that, you know, inner voice and that says that, you know, we need to have self-care, which that is one thing I will tell you. In the balance of that, my inner self-care had been in balance. I mean, I take care of myself and like do the things I need to do and make the times for, I meditate every day. I've been exercising most every day for a while. I take my vitamins. I eat every 2 to 3 hours. You know, I'm pretty stable in my physicality, and I've been feeling, I got to tell you, I've been feeling this socialization coming and pulling and kind of go in that based on the other pieces. And when it comes to that, as I was about to tell you, like last night when it came to me last minute, I decided to get my nails done because I had the time versus writing and no one that choose over me. The universe is so funny. I was about to tell you, sorry I got sidetracked, that I go to get my nails done and there's a whole street party going on. The nail place was packed and ended up being like, okay, well, these nails aren't getting done tonight because I'm enjoying this flashback of John Cougar Mellencamp and, you know, all this cool music and, you know, fun dancing in the streets kind of thing. And then you could see the storm blowing up and it's like, oh boy, I better get out of here. So I just beat the storm. So thank gosh I did leave when I saw that. And I ended up getting my nails done anyway. So it's like having best of both worlds. But I got to tell you, I would have not chose to go to the street party just to have fun. I was choosing to go do a self-care that I have in order of like getting my nails and I got a pedicure done that, you know, felt like it was supporting that inner me, right? And that's where I said the universe is saying, well, you think you're getting out of this? We're going to have a whole party for you just to show you that you need to be out here partying with everyone. So, yes, that's what I'm saying when our inner pattern needs to come into the reality of what we're not doing in our outer world, in our reality, and we need to bring those two together, and everything in between that is what the universe showed me will take care of itself. The how-tos, the everything lining up the way it should. And so what I want to do now is I want to just share with you a few ways to help you focus on how to get that inner focus, that inner focused focal point, okay? It's the focal point of where you need to be focusing in this energy and the energy that you need to be focused on in your outer world and this timeline, because I'm going to tell you something else. When you're in the vortex, everything good shows up. And then it becomes, well, which one of those do I choose? You choose the one that represents your highest good. So, you know, granted, I have to still be in balance. I've had so many offers to do so many things. I have to choose the ones that take me in the highest good, because otherwise I'd be out of balance because I would be doing nothing but socializing and I wouldn't be getting crap done, right? So it is that balance. So now let's talk about some ways that you can find this inner focal point and the outer focal point, and you can bring them together. So there are 5 areas of focal point that I want you to focus on your innerverse, and match that with your outerverse. And these 5 things, the first one is womb healing. So it's looking at what is the pattern of action that you've had with your parents or that you've had with the pre-conception or in the womb. So womb healing will help you be able to identify these patterns of action. Basically, you've taken on in the womb, you took on the energy of your mother and you took on the energy of your father, and you became the byproduct of the 2 of those. And now how do you link that going forward into your life, this life, and the patterns you've created? So I'm going to give you an example. Mine. My mother's been a perfectionist. My whole birth was a perfectionist. My birth was planned, everything down to like hands, feet, everything. But our mothers are about how we create and how we bring our mission into form. Our fathers represent our feet on how we move forward with that creation and how we bring it into the world. So with my mother, it's all been about perfectionism and all been about this perfect, perfect, perfect. And also my father has been about the fact that, like, I ran from shining because he put me in the spotlight that I didn't want to be in, and it was felt like from his ego, and I ran from being seen based on that. Now, when you put that together, and how that relates to my socialization skills, there's a part of me that hasn't wanted to be fully out into the light in a lot of areas, and because my mother and the whole driven and the perfection and the drive and all these pieces that I've like basically came here to take on to add to the fuel and the fuel to my flame that makes me go ignite and like an inferno, you know, like how do you turn that inferno down to like a nice flame that allows you to add socializing into your realm and your pie of life, right? So womb healing is going to be super huge, and also that can be connected to your twin flame from an aspect of usually your patterns with your parents or the same pattern, the primary pattern that you need to learn with your twin flame. And if you can determine what that pattern is, you can get past what you got going on with your parents, your twin, and you can be bringing into form now what it is that's locked inside of you. So I'm calling it womb healing. I've been doing this for a while with clients, but it's really been coming up for about 2 weeks that it's just coming through to clear the womb and do a rebirth from the womb of the energy pattern of your process. I actually see that coming eventually to add to like a series of healing audios that I'll be doing. But again, that's on my prioritizing my passion, right? I can only get so many things done at one time. The second thing is we're coming into wholeness here, and so you need to stop chasing anything and anyone to make yourself feel complete. Only you can make yourself feel complete. The only way you're going to do that is to go inside and stop and listen, and that's number 3, stop and listen. So pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, your emotions, and don't stay on the pot with them. Make sure to wipe your butt and get off, but learn from it so you can go take action. So it's about bringing that duality with this moon energy is bringing your being and your doing together, okay? So don't chase. Just know that you're working to get complete. And the way then you get complete is you stop and listen to your heart, your being, and even ask your guides and angels to help direct you to, say, for instance, this primary pattern that you need to see within yourself so that you can, or resources that can help you find this pattern, because this is the pattern that's going to bring your inner balance and your outer reality in to one, and it won't just be in that area of your life. It's the completion of the full circle. That's why we're coming full circle with everything, which is why I said this energy is wow when I started this. Number 4 is, I said I pass it along, is prioritizing your passion. Because we all, lots of us, all of us came here with some form of a mission. And the key with that is so many people in that obstacle, they're here with, how do I do? And I got all these ideas, and how do I bring it into form? How to make my reality match? And then you see the obstacles of not knowing how. You need to find one thing inside of you that matches one thing outside of you and bring those together that align, and then put everything else on the shelf and in the nuggets and like know that they're not going to be used, but let them fall into place between the two. And I'm going to give you an example of this, a way to start. This is big and huge. You are the teacher. You are the keeper of your light. You are the oracle. You have the wisdom, and your pain that you go through and your hell is your purpose. And you're then the bridge from where your pain is to how you get out of it will be exactly what you teach. So you also don't get out of it to go do it. You get out of it doing it. Okay, and I've been saying this so long, and I know it sounds so simple, but that's how we make it so hard. And that's how I always talk about our mission as emotion, because we can't see big enough for what it is. It has to evolve and unfold before our eyes, because otherwise we would screw it up. We wouldn't even think that big to get it out or to bring it into form. The fifth thing is the self-care and bringing that heart and harmony. So I have a resource for you that is a heart and harmony checklist for you to be able to, I highly recommend, out of all of these things I've said, if your inner verse and your inner world is your emotions right now with this moon energy is feeling all wonky and on overload, and you can't even see past like what's going on in here, then you need to basically, instead of fighting in the resistance of being there, you need to stop and be there. But in there, you need to listen from your listening side, as I said, and you need to take and nurture that inner child within yourself and do some self-healing in that space. But don't stew in it. Get up. Don't pity in it. Learn from it, and then start to take the action and that's completely in the same direction as that primary awareness, and then that will get you moving out of your rut that you're stuck in. And then those two pieces will pull it together to link you into something that gives you the sense of this complete wholeness and moving in action. And you will have gained the ability to take it forward. And in doing that, then you will be bringing a piece of it into your reality. And the next one from there, you use the same steps to keep moving through every pie of your life and every area of your life. And then in between that, everything in between is just going to keep coming together on its own. Let it all unfold. Okay? So I know that was very deep and a lot of information. Real quick, the 5 things, the womb healing. You need to stop chasing that you're already complete and that you're working on the wholeness to become whole. Number 3 is to stop and listen to that inner self, that inner wisdom. Prioritize your passion and know that your mission is already in motion and that you are the mission. And then the self-care that you need to do to bring your heart in harmony, which will bring your reality also together from your inner verse and your outer verse are going to come into alignment, and everything forward will just fall into place. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share the shine, subscribe, hit the notification button, and may you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.